Hello, this is a combo profile for White Forest-Azamina. The one I'm going to be focusing on today will be just a single copy of the field spell, the Witch of the White Forest. So, obviously there are lots of weaknesses to these combos, hand traps, etc. But just for the sake of learning the deck, this is one of the one-card combos you can do. So, as said, we're just going to open with the one copy of the field spell. Let us search a White Forest monster. And that will actually lock us into, or out of, I should say, dark monsters in the extra deck. So will mean we cannot use the Azamina side of our engine, but that's okay. We can still make some good interruptions despite that. So we're going to search the Estella. We're going to normal summon Estella and use the effect. Send a spell or trap from hand or field to grave. It's a theme across the White Forest monsters. That lets us summon out a light tuner. So that's going to be Sylvie. Sylvie effect will add us a copy of the Tales of the White Forest. Fun fact, it can also summon out Guiding Quem and Cartesia from the branded deck. But anyway, that's for another day. We are going to now synchro summon. And pretty often we are going to always go first for the Rhycelia effect. We send one for cost, a spell or trap from hand or field. Let's just search a light spellcaster from a deck to hand. So, in this case, we are going to search the Forest-Azamina of the White Forest. Then on a new chain, this is going to set itself again because it was discarded from monster effect, and Estella is going to add itself back to the hand as we discarded a spell or trap for a monster effect. So now what we're going to do, we want to get this in the grave for a target for the next play. So we're just going to fire off the Tales of White Forest. That's going to search us out a White Forest monster from our deck. That will be, wherever it's gone now, that will be the Diabelle's the White Witch. So we're going to add that to our hand. We will use Azamina's effect, reveal it to special summon, and we are going to synchro for a copy of the Diabelle, Queen of the White Forest. This effect, we can use it to chain block the Azamina. So we'll get Azamina 1, Diabelle 2. Diabelle will add back a spell from our grave, and Azamina will add us a Sinful Spoils, the wanted. So, we've got these cards in hand. What we do next, we are going to fire off the wanted. This will come in handy later. So we grab the Diabelle Star, the OG. Now we are going to special summon Diabelle's the White Witch by discarding Tails. On summon, this lets us send a very specific trap card from our deck to the grave. We're going to send the Curse of Diabelle. This, when it's sent or banished, lets us add a Diabelle spell, which is going to be Affiliate Diabelle. We're then going to fire off the Affiliate Diabelle, which will search a level 8 or higher Diabelle monster, and our target for that is the Vengeance. Now, to make the most of the Vengeance, because it can bring itself back from the grave, we're going to pitch it to summon out the original Diabelle Star, the Black Witch. And the effect of Diabelle Star, the Black Witch, is going to set a Sinful Spoils card. We can decide what we want to do with that. So it depends what you run. I personally like the Silvera. It's basically an Omni Negate by sending a Diabelle. Also has a good engrave effect. So we're going to set that. Our next step will be banish a spell and a trap to summon out the Diabelle Star Vengeance. So this will be basically everything. If you have another Sinful Spoils, you can banish this to draw a card, but we don't, so that's just as well. So that's what the end board looks like. So the main strength of White Forest is it's a little hard. If your opponent does not know what's going to happen, it maybe doesn't look like much. So you'll pass your opponent. They probably will have to read some of these. So Diabell's a White Witch will protect your monsters from destruction as long as you have another Diabell star. So that's actually, straight off the bat, you've got a whole layer of protection here. The Vengeance, whilst you can try and control another Diabell, you can pay half your life points and pop a card. That's a quick effect. And if you then control another Diabell card, which you do, you can summon a Light Tuner Synchro from your extra deck. So we have options there. We can either go for the Poplar of the White Forest. Just move that out of the glare. Let's put it here. You can move that out onto the field. And this will give us a quick effect Synchro. So you would have to think maybe carefully about how you want to use it. But let's, for example, say we go and Synchro off. We can Synchro into a 12 for the Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon. This lets us quick effect push a monster back into the spell and trap zone. Alternatively, if we rewind a few steps, we can go Vengeance, bring out the Silvera, the wolf. This Book of Moons all our opponent's monsters. And then we can also use, if we don't want to use the Omni Trap, we can use this effect of the Witch, send a spell or trap to grave, and it has the same effect. So we can also then bring out the Poplar of the White Forest, and then get the effect of this, again, by, we use whichever one we want, perhaps use that first, and Synchro into the Vengeance Dragon there for an additional pushback, disruption, which is pretty cool. Another thing you can do, run the, I did cut it from the extra deck, but you can run the generic level 11, the Psychic Synchro, the Jurashin, the Thunder God, because you can use the Poplar and a level 7 to go into that, which is really nice because it's essentially a quick effect Raigeki. So yeah, that's all off of one combo, one card. This obviously doesn't cover the Azamina line. I will cover that in another video. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.